Rockstar, after we all paid $60 for the GTA Trilogy.
Thanks for the money, sucker.
You guys remember last year when Cyberpunk released and its launch was just an utter catastrophe? A lot of us thought, maybe game companies will learn from this. Maybe they'll see what happened with Cyberpunk and they won't make those same mistakes. Surely these other game developers don't want to go through what Cyberpunk's devs went through, right? You would think that, but no. Rockstar, the kings of gaming, right? They said, hold my beer. And what we got was the GTA Trilogy, the quote unquote definitive edition. It's actually a little funny because from what I've seen, Rockstar are actually bailing out EA and DICE because the Battlefield 2042 release and launch was almost as bad. I've seen so many issues with that game, but no one even cares because everyone is talking about how horrible of a launch the GTA Trilogy was. I mean, is this what AAA gaming is nowadays? I don't know. Maybe this is what it's come to. These devs and these publishers just releasing these garbage products saying, oh, we'll fix them later. Give us the money. Give us the $60. I don't know. I mean, look, that's a topic for another time. But today we're talking about the GTA Trilogy, the quote unquote definitive edition. These titles that many of us loved as kids. We grew up on these games. This was our introduction. I cannot tell you how loved Vice City was for me back in the day. And honestly, it almost feels like these new titles are a disservice to those original ones. And look, before we even get into some of these Rockstar logics that we will get into, I just want to point out, I literally can't even play the game. The game came out Thursday. I'm recording this Saturday night. The game does not work for me. I paid $60 to have a game not work for at least 3 to 4 days, if not longer, because there's no ETA from Rockstar when these games are coming back on the PC. So if you were wondering what happened, what I'm talking about, well, the games just aren't on PC anymore. And if you bought them, like I did, well, you'll still have them downloaded. They're on my computer, but when you launch them, naturally it launches the Rockstar launcher where the games just aren't there. This is what it shows to me. Whenever I click on Vice City or GTA 3 or San Andreas, it brings up this. They're not even here in my library. I only have GTA 5. So there's my $60. They literally just took it and ran. Now, of course, I'm sure the games are going to come back. But look, this was their reasoning. Check this out. The Rockstar Games launcher is now online, but GTA, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, is unavailable to play or purchase as we remove files unintentionally included in these versions. We're sorry for the disruption and hope to have correct ones up soon. Now, as I normally say, you just can't make this stuff up. Like, if I were to tell you before this all happened, what would happen? You'd be like, there's no way. There's no way a billion-dollar company would let this happen. But look at this. One of the reasons these files that were unintentionally left into the game. Oh, look at that. The hot coffee mod. I'm sure you've heard of the hot coffee mini game. This was the cause of so much controversy back in the day. And look, actually, according to this article, it ended up costing Take-Two more than $20 million in legal fees. And this was all back in the day, right? So surely when they're re-releasing these games, they take out the hot coffee mod, right? But no, it was found in the game files. And that's a little snippet of it right here. Like, you can't make it up, man. You really can't. But that wasn't all, because there was more in these unintentionally left in files. Literally all the missing music, like apart from one song, and that was Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. But all the other music that they don't have the rights to, they don't have the licenses to, they don't want to pay to get those licenses to have them back into the game. Yeah, they just left them in. And that's what you're seeing here. They basically used a script to just not play the unlicensed tracks. but they're in the game files. Again, billion-dollar company, you'd think, we don't have the licensing to these tracks. We'll just, let me just click on it, right click, delete, boom. Easy enough, right? Nope, not for these guys. But that wasn't even it, because there was more. This guy, Vadim, apparently like half the game's code was leaked. Not leaked, it was in the game files. They just left it all there. Literally, you could see developer comments, some of the scripts they used. Apparently, look, even on the Nintendo Switch, all this stuff was leaked and came out. It's just baffling to me how this stuff wasn't like fixed or found out before the game launched. And because of their laziness, the consumers are left with nothing. Literally, we have nothing. We can't play the game that they charged us $60 for. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. You just cannot make this shit up. But it's fine though, because look at this. This was the head CEO or the head dev from the development team that made these games. This was his tweet a couple days ago. It's so fun to see players out there really enjoying what we've put together for them. I'm honestly enjoying this unparalleled level of scrutiny on our studio. Today we are celebrating our monumental project launch while we work on updates. The first sentence and that's the last sentence, that's fine. The second one, what a smug and arrogant response. I'm telling you, man. Unparalleled level of scrutiny on your studio? Oh, yeah, no. Here, you want to see what unparalleled level of scrutiny is? Let's just roll the clip. Yeah, no, that's a normal looking face. Yeah, no, those are two normal looking people on the bottom. Yeah, no, that's how my neck works. The way it connects to my head. Did you guys ever play RuneScape as a kid? Love that game. CJ finding out weed's legal now. 7 or 9? How about both? I guess heads look like that now. Sure, why not? I guess heads look like that now. Sure, why not? I also guess that's what fingers look like now. Why does the guy on the right remind me of 3 kids in a trench coat? That's gotta be painful. This man's shoulder is nowhere near his body. Mom, can I be Thanos? No, we have Thanos at home. Thanos at home. Something at home. I don't know. I guess that's how you spell welcome. It is open. They're not lying. And for my next trick, I'll make the cars float. This was old Reese back in the day. Guy's 65, looks pretty old. This is him now. That's how normal faces look. That's how normal arms look. That's a normal human. Now, when I buy the property, does it come with the lack of textures or is that separate? Why is there 2 left rear view mirrors? Fence? Nah. Let's go right ahead. Ceiling with rain? Nah. Rain, come on through. Rain on the ocean? Nah, that doesn't need a show. Yeah, no, I don't want to see when it's raining. This doesn't hurt my eyes or anything. Can't even complete the mission because the boxes don't break. No, that's cool. Oh, floating cars. Love to see those in my game. Even more floating cars. This time even higher. Wow. Working ground? Who needs that? Not us. Working helicopters? Who needs that? Not us. A proper reverse camera angle where you don't just see CJ's entire face? Not here. And then whatever caused this.
No, never. The car is on fire, Flap!
See, no, I don't know if I would describe that as an unparalleled level of scrutiny. I would say it's a pretty normal level of scrutiny considering the product you put out. Now, I will say, because I'm sure someone's gonna comment it, a lot of those memes they're just memes and like they don't happen all the time. But things like the characters looking terrible, CJ's girlfriend, it doesn't even look like a person anymore. The fact that certain missions can't be done because things don't work properly, that's huge. The fact that when it rains, you just can't even see. Who thought that was a good idea? The biggest one of these issues here is the lack of fog. Look at this picture. Does this look okay? It doesn't. It looks terrible. This is something you would see if you're playing like a mod that, you know, a random person made. The lack of fog is a huge issue. And I know on paper, it sounds good. More draw distance, you can see further. But the problem is the game wasn't meant to be seen that way. How did this not get through these developers remastering it? Like initially ROCKSTAR, back in 2001 or 2002, whenever they were making this game, they intentionally put the fog in to give the game a sense of scale because there's 3 cities and a freaking mountain. That fog made it so where you couldn't see Mount Chiliad from like Grove Street. And you couldn't see San Fierro and Las Venturas from the middle of Los Santos. And that made it seem like those cities and the mountain was way further than it was. That's a trick they do in development. That's what ROCKSTAR did. They tricked us into thinking everything was further away. But now, you can just see everything, everywhere. It's just sad here that the original intent of what ROCKSTAR were doing with this game, it's completely destroyed because the new developers didn't think of that. One of the next huge issues, at least when I played the game on console, was the audio. The audio honestly sounded like it was from 1927. I know they were trying to like stay true to the original feeling and vibe of the, you know, the original game, but like the audio sounds horrific.
Why does this always happen to me?
The audio does not sound that great. I don't know if you just heard that lady screaming. I mean, I don't know. Obviously,
yeah, that's cool. Nice car, Smoke.
You know me. It's not cut. Keep the value in it. Keep it real. Ballers, drive by, incoming.
do you guys hear the sound though? Is that just me, or do you guys also hear that?
It's too crazy around here. Grab a bike and pedal. Either you ain't forgotten that. Follow my lead. Yeah, it's Temple Drive family. We don't roll with them no more. Move it, CJ. Move it.
You just a liability, CJ.
This?
Why you bother coming back?
Straight back into the game, right, dog?
Rider, nigga.
So when you leaving, Carl?
I ain't sure. Thought I might stay. Things is fucked up.
As we just continue down the list, I mean, another thing, and I did talk about this a little bit in my video a couple days ago, going over just what the F was wrong with these games, but the frame rate, the performance, absolutely atrocious. You would think, and this is not always how it is, but you would think a game that was released 20-ish years ago would be able to run at 60 plus FPS. You would think that, wouldn't you? But no. Only ROCKSTAR and the people who developed this game could find a way to make it completely unoptimized. This was from an article that actually did the tests to figure out what the frame rates were. And this is on PS5, mind you. They state the results are disappointing. In that first paragraph, they state the fidelity mode only runs around 30 FPS, sometimes even dropping lower than that. Lower than 30 FPS on a new console playing a 20-year-old game. And then the second paragraph, the performance mode targets 60 FPS, but it barely ever hits that. It can dip as low as 35 FPS, which is insane. Like seriously, just say this to yourself. A PlayStation 2 game cannot run on the PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS. It's insane. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like we should not have to have a performance and a fidelity mode for a 20-year-old game. Even on PC, the performance is horrible. There's stuttering all over the place. I have a 3090 GPU, and in some instances, I was barely hitting 35 FPS. That shouldn't happen. And look, there are so many more Rockstar logics, if that's what you want to call them, on these games. Honestly, we could probably have 25 plus episodes alone. It's insane how many little things. This video is covering the big things. And I don't want to add too much more because it's already long enough as is. But to wrap this up, the GTA Trilogy, the Definitive Edition launch has been a catastrophe. And the release of these titles is a slap in the face to GTA fans. I'm almost positive it's been confirmed that these games were actually based off of the mobile ports of the original game. A lot of the same issues that were in those mobile ports 10 years ago still are in these games. And one of the complaints people had about those mobile ports was that the world felt dead. There weren't cars and stuff driving around. And look what you're seeing. We're in San Fierro and there's like no cars on the street. Because apparently this is based off of those mobile ports. We probably should have seen this coming when Rockstar pulled all the scummiest and shadiest things with the release of this game. Not showing actual gameplay in a trailer. Not giving out early review copies so people could warn others of problems if there were any. Pulling the game from other launchers, thus no user reviews, because of course the Rockstar Games launcher doesn't have user reviews. And it's still down, by the way, so that's fun. We should have known, I guess, that Rockstar and Take-Two were just trying to cash in on the nostalgia and make some money. Because the state that they launched these games in, there is absolutely no way they were doing this for the fans. There was absolutely no way they wanted players to have a better experience. Because if that was the case, they would have taken their time and they would have actually polished this game. But that's not what they chose. And it's funny because this is what you're seeing. A literal 0.8 user score. And to think that a lot of actually really cool mods were taken down forcibly by Take-Two because they wanted to release these games again. And it's actually funny because look, this is one of the pictures I've seen. The original there on the left. Then we have the Definitive Edition, Sims or the Simpsons game edition. If you want to, I don't even know what you would say to that. And like one of those mods that they took down was on the right. That's in the original game, modded. I mean, when a 20-year-old game looks better in places than a 2021 remaster, you know something is wrong. And speaking of those modders, look, here's this picture. People are already fixing the game that's broken. That rain we're talking about, yeah, it looks terrible. But someone, I don't know who, on the right side, they fixed it. Look how easy it was. You know, it's like, it's ridiculous how that's what it's all come to. I guess to end this video maybe on a positive note, maybe Rockstar learns from this. I don't know. They probably won't because they just want money. That's what it all is at the end of the day nowadays in gaming. But maybe this sort of humbles Rockstar. Maybe this actually tells them, hey, all right, well, we can't put out anything and people will buy it. That's what you hope for. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of this Rockstar logic on the GTA Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate if you could drop it a like. Also, if you are new around here, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome as well. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.